So I was going to start a video on this a while ago when I heard about Jake Shields not passing a drug screen. Um, and it was for some reason or another they didn't disclose what drug he actually failed for. Now they pushed me. The commission has pushed me to make this video about. Uh, I mean, if you're not going to disclose what drug he failed for, then don't disclose it at all. You know, fuck you. I mean, we have the right to know. I mean, what drug was he doing? Was he doing some metabolites? The way that this happened was Stephen Bonnar went out on his shield. He took the fight against Anderson Silva in Brazil, fought his ass off, ends up testing positive for some steroids, you know, for some anabolic steroids, and took the blame for it. So you know his you know it does really kind of it really does put a damper on his legacy. It really does. But then you have Ed Herman, who tests positive for marijuana metabolites. It's not like, you know, you call your dealer up and you say, hey man, you got some of them metabolites? And man, I gotta wait like an hour. You know, it's gonna be like an hour. Oh, I need my metabolites, and you're shaking. And, you know, you have your metabolite pipe in your hand. You know, it's not how it is. What they should be testing for are banned substances, not substances that are banned and out of your system, and there are metabolites there showing that it wasn't your system at one point in time. What they should be looking for is shit like steroids. Bonner is guilty. Herman is marijuana metabolites. Marijuana metabolites, that is not a banned substance in any way, shape, or form. That's not a banned substance. Show me the banned substance list. That's not on there. Marijuana metabolites, it's not even a substance. You can't smoke it, you can't shoot it, you can't snort it. It's not a drug. What it is they're metabolites in your body that kick certain chemicals out, and you know marijuana metabolites are the metabolites that you know build up in your system to push THC out. So at one point in time, Ed Herman did smoke pot, but they didn't find pot in the system, so he shouldn't be penalized. You know, Nick Diaz being the most famous for being, you know, literally nailed to the cross for having marijuana metabolites in his system after his 143 battle with Carlos Condit, which I think he won 3 rounds to 2, 1, 2, and 5, no problem. You're not going to sway me each and everybody can attack me from each and every angle. You're just not going to win an argument with me about that. But anyway, they found marijuana metabolites in his system. I understand if you find THC in the system, go ahead, suspend them. I get it. You find cocaine in the system, suspend them. You find opiates, Chris Lieben. Find opiates in the system, suspend them. You find anabolic steroids, Hoist Gracie, Brock Lesnar. No, I'm sorry, not Brock Lesnar. Alistair Overeem. Those guys, suspend them. You know, suspend them. Stephen Bonnar, suspend them. Good. You know, they deserve it. That's cheating. It's cheating. It's cheating. It's cheating. But it's not much different than TRT. It's not. Okay, so Dan Henderson's allowed to get TRT because he's old, right? So if John Jones goes and gets the same TRT treatment at his age, he would be considered a cheater. So I mean, it's real borderline, and I believe over time it's definitely, most certainly going to it's definitely going to have to be fixed. This is going to have to be fixed, as is the judging, as is the commission. I mean, all this stuff, all these things have to be fixed. Our sport is still in its infancy, but then again, you know, you have to look at the ridiculousness of marijuana metabolites. Okay, There's no coke. There's no crystal meth. There's no THC. There's no what the fuck else? No opiates, no alcohol, no steroids. But there is evidence that at one point in time you did smoke pot because there's metabolites in your system. Metabolites that only build if you use the drug. Well, yeah, of course, but you did not find any banned substances in the system, so it shouldn't be a penalty. How is it a penalty if it's not a banned substance? I just don't understand it. I don't understand. If someone could explain, please do in the comment section. Like, dislike, but definitely subscribe. I don't understand it, and I'm going to read deeper into Jake Shields and figure out why that was turned into a no contest. I thought that was an excellent contest. I thought that it could have went either way, and you know, having that taken away from him is just, to me, is just it's heartbreaking. Nick Diaz Gogoplata against Takuma Gomi was a big enough hit, and now I got to deal with another one of my favorite guys. Being being thrown to being what was it? Did he smoke weed? Is there more marijuana metabolites? You can't. This is not a drug. Metabolites are not a drug. Anabolic steroids are a drug. Cocaine's a drug. Crystal meth is a drug. Ecstasy's a drug. Acid's a drug. THC is most certainly a drug. Alcohol's a drug, man. I mean, Drew Fickett, alcohol. Nick Diaz, THC. Um, let's continue. Chris Lieben with the opiates. Alistair Overeem with the anabolic steroids. Stephen Bonnar with the anabolic steroids. Hoist Gracie, the great Hoist Gracie with the anabolic steroids. They've all received. They've all hit for it. They've all popped for the shit. But I mean, marijuana metabolites is just it's taking our sport and making a mockery of what should be illegal and what should be legal. Marijuana metabolites means, yeah, I smoked it, and this is the shit that got out of my system in time for the fight. That's what that means. So I mean, it kind of looks like they're trying to purposely ruin our sport. In the meantime, you will be hearing and seeing from me again. Uh, uh, it's a harsh, cruel, cold world out there as MMA advocates, fans, and most of us, study some form of mixed martial arts. Let's look out for one another and yeah, stay safe. And please, if you know any updates on Jake Shields or anything like that, I know I'm usually the one to give the updates, but I can't find anything. They won't disclose why Jake Shields is, why they're overturning it to a no contest. And this whole marijuana metabolites thing, it's got to go, in my opinion. So let me know what you think.